This week, I want to try to make a caliper and divider into one little project. So before I get too carried away, I want to set up my dimensions that I need. So I want to be sitting at, I think, 6 inches for the taper on my dividers. I want to be at 4 inches for the taper on, calipers will be 6 inches, dividers will be 4 inches. 2 inches I can use for the boss. So I can use all these dimensions. So the first taper will be 6, the back taper will be 4, and with 2 inches in between for the boss. I've got 3/4 by like 16th of an inch. I'm going to use it to start forming down this point. All right, I have both pieces pretty consistent. This one is just a fuzz longer, which I can shave with the grinder just to trim it. But I have what I need here to start with. So I got 6 inches of taper on this side, 4 inches on this side. This will be the divider, this will be the caliper. I need to start folding the caliper around. So my forging is done for the most part. These line up pretty good. Now these are going to be tweaked a little bit because once I set the rivet, I can adjust these kind of side to side to get my jaws set right in them. But I need to drill a hole. I could drift it, but I think I'm going to drill it. I'm going to guess the center of this one, and then drill one, and then transfer to the other. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to drill this on the drill press. I'll drill both of them and then be ready for the rivet. Okay, I have all my pieces and parts gathered up. I forgot that I needed these washers, so that way this thing's going to glide kind of smooth and it's not going to bind up, because the regular rivet I think is going to drive down too hard and it's going to lock this whole thing up, and I don't want that. So I have my rivet set up here. I still have to cut it, so I'm going to get my dimension off of here, go ahead and cut my rivet, and then put it into the forge, and then try to set this hot. Now the chances that that works, probably slim, because I never have any luck with that. Really what I need is a torch to try to isolate my heat, but I don't have one. So I'm going to try it this way first. So I have these complete, and they work perfect. They're nice and stiff. They can't, if you bump them, they can't really close up. I can check diameters and everything. I have my dividers. These are pretty sharp. Now this is all mild steel, so it's not good for scribing anything, I don't think. But these are really nice. They turned out great. The only thing that I wish I would have done is I wish I'd have thrown these washers into the forge to try to get some scale built up on them. But other than that, I think that this project is great. It was actually a very quick project, and it's going to work perfect for a long time. The rivet worked out really well, just because normally I cool off half the rivet before I put it in like that. So I only have an isolated heat. And the problem is, by the time I get to it and stack all the steel on, it's cold already, so it doesn't do me much good. So I left the rivet completely hot, and by the time I stacked all the steel on top of it, it cooled down half the rivet, and I was able to drive down that rivet really nice. It turned out perfect. I really like it. Now this is pretty thick in here. I don't really care about that. I mean, that's fine. But these are going to work perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's project. I had a lot of fun with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next week.